We often do what's best for others while forgetting about ourselves, especially when it involves people that we care about. And because of this, we craft out an idea and plan in which we look for the outcome that's better for everybody. But I forget about our own place within that outcome, and we end up being the losers. But it's fine as long as everyone's fine, right? Except that you are not part of everyone. You are you, and if those people cared about you, an outcome in which you end up losing or suffering isn't the best outcome for everybody. And if those people don't care about you, then you shouldn't be sacrificing for them in the first place. The heroine of today is Yui Yagahama, and I wanted to talk about how she self-sacrificed in a way that ended up just hurting herself, and how many people may do this in the real world, and how to avoid doing it for yourself. I made another video about another protagonist of this anime recently, and there was a lot of support, so I wanted to make this video. And if you haven't watched that episode video, I recommend you do it. Here's what the plot of this anime is about though. The anime is abbreviated into the word oregairu, and it's about a guy who enters a club and he has some sort of strong social beliefs and ideologies about how everyone in society tends, or most people tend to just wear a mask, and they fund and they build these fake relationships, and how he is looking for something genuine. There are 3 participants in the school club in which they are at: black hair girl, pink hair girl, and the guy. But today I won't really be talking about the other 2 characters or the plot of the anime, but something apart which many people may not have picked up on. The 3 people of this club have a great dynamic, but it would be nothing if Yui wasn't there, because these 2 lack the ability to go forward and hide beneath lies because of their own ego, and they pretend to be strong even though they are not. They're a lot more vulnerable and insecure, and are both in the pursuit of normal joy and happiness, which Yui kind of has in her own world. She has her friends and all these things that the other 2 don't have, but these 2 have authenticity. They are more blunt to others, which is something that Yui lacks in her life. So they complement each other very well. But the problem is that these 2 would never make a step forward, because while they are blunt and honest, they're also scared because they are vulnerable. And they know that they have these cravings or these desires, but they don't really know how to deal with them because they've never been exposed to even a lie of this type of affection. But she takes the steps forward. She was a bridge for them. She was also a girl in love. And she was also a great best friend. In the anime, there are moments in which she claims to be selfish because she desires everything. At the end of the 2nd season, there is a scene in which they are a little bit scared because they are getting feelings for one another. There's a love triangle going on, and they are scared about what's going to happen with their club, and whether it's going to dissolve when they finish school or whatnot, and whether they're actually going to continue and pursue these friendship and relationships perhaps that they seem to be going towards. Yui ambitiously says, well, I don't want to give up the club or our friendship or my crush on this guy, right? She kind of first reveals this, but they don't really pick up. Like the characters inside the anime, they don't pick up like the viewer does, unless you're fucking stupid. And she says that she's selfish because she wants everything. She doesn't want to leave anything behind. That's not selfish, that's ambitious, and you go, queen. And it turns out that despite her claim, she was actually the opposite. Because the things that she says she wants to do, whatever, she actually is the one that becomes the bridge or the catalyst that enables that, but for the others. For the others to be still in a relationship and still have this friendship with her. Because she sucks it up and just says, well, we both like the same dude, and this dude kind of likes the same of us, but he doesn't know which one. She pretends and she acts as if she was really going for the guy, right, and really pursuing him and really trying to win him over. But it is not the case, and she actually just in a way gives up or has like a really bad approach in order to get this guy. She's not clear about her feelings, she doesn't communicate them properly, and she ends up losing. But to be honest, she allowed for this defeat to happen. She actually enabled it and supported and encouraged the other 2. Now, we see the 2 variations of this happen in the real world very often. Like people that give up their friends for their partner, right? Or the opposite, that give up their partner for their friends. Anecdote time. I had a girlfriend a few years ago. Well, a girlfriend, yeah. We started going out, we went on like a date, whatever. And I met her through a group of friends that I had just barged into. I barged into them, very social young years, and it was the birthday of a friend. I went there, and then it was the beach. I had a good body. I have like good charm when it comes to, I don't know, speaking to people in general, but specifically romantically towards women. And so there was this girl, and I liked her. She was very beautiful. So I made an approach, and we started dating, kind of. Very brief, so you can't say that we were girlfriend, boyfriend, because it was like fucking a month or something. And for half of that time, I was away for holidays. So anyway, it turned out that the friend that I had originally met, that even introduced me to this party, that invited me to his birthday party where I met all of these people, this group, he liked her, but he didn't really realize it. He didn't realize that he had feelings for this girl. And so when he saw me coming in out of nowhere, even though he knew her for years, and kind of, taking her, he was very conflicted, because I was nothing but nice to him, and we were great friends. We enjoyed each other's company, and we laughed a lot together. But now he was depressed because of this, right? He didn't know where to go, whatever, what to think, what to feel. And the group just fell apart. But before it fell apart, because I was like an eventual type of thing, I made a decision that I would stop dating this girl. Well, she doesn't know this, so I hope she doesn't watch this video. In a way, I made it out because if I rejected her and then we were still friends, it would be a bad dynamic. But if she rejected me and I didn't care, because I didn't, then it would have been fine. So what I did was I created a bit of distance, whatever, this and that. And eventually we lost feelings, right? We drifted apart and we said, you know what? Maybe we rushed into things. We should just go back to being friends. And so we did that. And she proposed it first, but I let it there, right? Thanks to that, we were able to be friends again. We always had a bit of flirt because we had a great chemistry. But we were all friends again, and I gave it up because of my friend. Even though it was a girl that I really got along with and I thought was very pretty. And you can look back and think, well, this was for the better of everyone, the friends got together, and if it's a girlfriend you didn't really care for that much, then it's okay, right? It's for the sake of everyone, and you may see this type of scene in other animes or in your own private life or in other people's private life in general or public life. But the thing is, you do all of these things for the sake of others and you forget about yourself. How do you really feel about this outcome? How do you feel now? How do you feel later on the line? How much are you going to suffer because of it? How much good did you really do? Was it immediate good or was it long-term good? Did you harbor any resentment or regret because of the things that you chose to do? A path under which you self-sacrifice, is it really a sacrifice that you're making out of courage and selflessness? Or are you doing it because you're scared of doing the right thing, which may expose you to more uncomfortable things in this moment? This is something very important and what I wanted to bring the attention towards. Because Yui, in this occasion, in the anime, she's like, oh, I have a problem. Like at the very end of the anime, she says this. I have a problem. My best friend is dating the guy that I like. And, blah, blah, blah. And I hope that you could give me some advice on how we could go forward. It's like, oh, hee hee ha, oh, it's like, oh, wholesome. It is not wholesome. This is just one of the, ridiculous and illogical moments in anime that just make no sense. No, what's gonna happen? I'll tell you what's gonna happen now. I haven't read the manga, because guess what? They probably don't show it there. But what probably happens after this is Yui stays with them, and she tells herself, oh, maybe there's a chance for me. She does. Matter of fact, she says in the anime, they suggested and they hinted towards that. You never know what's gonna happen 3 years down the line if you go to university and you have a drink or whatever, and you make a move. They were suggesting, right, infidelity, which, astaghfirullah. But but what's gonna happen if she has a mentality of, maybe I'll get a chance later on and I'm gonna still be friends, blah blah blah, is they're gonna talk and things will happen because they are a couple. She will feel pain throughout the years, pain that's just gonna be simmering deep in her, that's gonna be causing her tormenting moments throughout the entire friendship, the entire group hangouts and things of the sort. And the problem that we have is that we often choose a slow and painful death rather than to get, hit in the face and then just getting on with life. We'd rather have a poison eating away at our soul as we go through life, because it's not very noticeable, but it's just slightly there. To have somebody just punch us in the face and get rid of all the pain that we'll ever feel again, because it's uncomfortable in the moment. But you must be ready for this discomfort if you don't wish to end up like Yui will end up. And as I close up this video, I just want to double down on that message. There will be very righteous moments throughout your life where you can have this self-sacrifice, and it will be a selfless and illustrious way of achieving the goal that is best for everybody, and it truly will. And it may come at the detriment of your sacrifice, but everybody will understand and it won't be that bad overall. But you must question whether this sacrifice that you may have to make a decision of in the future is the correct one, or if it's an excuse for you to run away from the real choice. The choice is harder to make, but I will allow you to continue with your life. If Yui, instead of staying there or whatever, actually went for it and she was the one dating Hachiman and stuff like that, that could have been another outcome. Another outcome is they don't date, like the one that actually happened. And instead of just staying there and stuff, saying, oh man, fuck, that's my defeat, I lost. I'm going to give up on this person because this is my best friend, and yes, this is my first love. But I'm gonna go and get myself out there and do things like that. I'm not saying that she's not going to do that, but her intention, at least vocally or in the, telepathy that you get from anime, she didn't say anything about that. And it's very important to say, okay, recognize and acknowledge that you can get over this, big hit that's gonna come your way if you choose the thing that's harder to do. Because self-sacrificing isn't actually always selfless or hard. It is often selfish and easy, but it is an excuse to not be brave. And let fear keep you small and protected and hidden. But you have to be brave to be big. Strive to be 1% better every day. Hope you like the video, support me somehow, and much love.